Okay, so welcome back again. Thank you so much for viewing my video again. So what we're going to do, we're going to create the page object model framework. This is a framework that I particularly love to use, and if you continue on this project with me, you're going to see why. So the first thing we're going to create is our configuration properties file. So I'm not going to speak too much. We're just going to go ahead and create a skeleton of our framework. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to come on the project level and we are going to create a new file. Okay, so pay close attention. I actually clicked on the project name and I created a new file. So actually, let me do that again. So you right click on your project name, not on the SRC folder, but on the project level, the project name. We're going to create a new file and we're going to name that configuration dot properties. Okay. And that is our configuration properties. Pay very close attention that our configuration properties is actually outside our SRC folder. Now, under our configuration properties, let's fix that up really quickly. We're going to, okay, so on our configuration properties, as you could see, we do have our configuration properties file. I'm just going to put in browser is equal to Chrome. Now this could be anything. It could be Firefox, Edge, any type of browser that you like to use, you could put it here. So we have our configuration properties. Now let's go ahead and create our folders and our files. So we're going to create a resource folder. So it's going to be on the same level of as Java. So we're going to right click on test and create a new directory. We're going to name this directory resources. Okay, as you could see, the resources directory is already highlighted on the bottom. If you don't see it, then you type resources and it would come up. And there we go. We have our resources. Inside our resources, we're going to right click on our resources. We're going to create a new directory and we're going to call this directory features. Okay, so we're just gonna create a new file under this feature file, and let's just call it let's call it Google let's say Etsy. I like Etsy search dot. So very important, when you're creating your feature file, you do need any file under that feature folder has to be created with whatever the name is, .feature. This is going to be our cucumber layer. We're going to put all of our gherkin, scenario outline, all of that is going to be under here. So pay very close attention to that. Now, let's create our packages. So under the Java package that's under our tests, we're going to create a new package and we're going to name this package com.toolkit.pages. Okay, and there we have it. Now a quick tip, if you're not seeing your packages the way mine is expanded, come up to your settings, tree appearance, and you could uncheck all of these. So I'm going to show you. If I check compact, that is what it looks like, and a lot of the times that's a default version. If you don't like that, just uncheck compact and it would be open how mine is opened up. Okay, our next package we're going to create actually, before I do that, let's just go ahead and create a new Java class, and we're going to name this biz page. Okay. See, so in our pages, we have a base page. Now, again, you could come back up to Java, but I just like to do it under Toolkit. I'm going to do another package, and we're going to name this utilities. Ensure you have the spelling correctly. Again, under Toolkit, we're going to create another thing. We're going to create another package. I am going to slow down a little bit to ensure you guys are seeing this. It's going to be a runner class. If I could spell it correctly and not put an extra N. All right. So that is our runner class. Okay. And the last one we're going to create for now is going to be our step underscore definitions. Feel free to abbreviate these if you wanted to. You could do step def, you could do utils. However, please ensure you name your packages something that you could actually understand. It is very, very important to ensure, because like I said, if you're collaborating like we're going to be doing, you want to ensure that everyone knows what packages it is, and also same for naming your files. So in our utilities package, we're going to have different types of utils. Let us, okay, so this is essentially your base framework here. This is what the framework is going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just do our runner class and our utility class here really quickly. Okay, so for our utils, we're going to have a lot of utility classes, but let's just do a driver util here. And let's also do, so the thing is, we do have a configuration properties, so we're going to need a configuration reader. I am going to make this lowercase. Okay, once you have a configuration property, you need a class that would be able to read from it. Why is it? Okay, I spelled configuration wrong. Okay, so this is a really good example. If you actually spelled something wrong or you need to rename, just go to refactor, rename, G-U-R-A-T, and just refactor. And there it is, spelled perfectly now. Another thing we're going to do a file called browser utils. Okay, there. We're not going to touch our step definitions just yet. In our runner class, let us refactor our runner class really quickly. Let's rename this to runners. Simply because in my runners class, I'm going to do a runner. So I don't want everybody to be confused. So we're going to have our runner, and we're going to have one other class that's called field test runner. Okay, now, so I'm going to go ahead and explain the failed test runner. So our failed test runner, when we run our test, if the test failed, we're going to rerun those tests from our failed test runner class. And I'm going to show you how we're going to set it up to take a screenshot and everything. So, okay, so our video is a little bit long, so I'm going to cut it off right now here, and then in our next video, we're going to set up our runner class and our failed test runner class. So please stay tuned, and as always, Happy testing. If you guys have any questions, I do have an email that is linked below my videos. Feel free to send me a message if you need help anything with your QA testing or your manual testing. Again, thank you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe and drop me a comment.